Back on the tail of Gunnar. As he's looking to make an overtake already. Down the inside he goes.
Is he gonna go? He's gonna do it!
Oh, with Hackett now up into P9. Down the inside he goes. Another aggressive move on the other Mercedes driver. Is he gonna make it stick? Doesn't look like.
Closing. Problem is if he goes.
Oh, that's nice for Broad Adam, moving up to P7.
As he's currently looking to gain about 3 or 4 points. Oh, and is Nelboy going to go for it down the inside of Waza? Seems like he is, and he makes up that position. Beautiful overtake by Nelboy.
12 races, multiple divisions, 20 drivers.
All that sound good? Then why not join us now ahead of the new season? The link to our Discord will be in the description, and we hope to see you on track with us.
Delta T Racing.
Welcome everyone to Delta T Racing. We are here in Imola, or soon to be here in Imola, for the second round of your Division 2 Formula 1 season. You're watching along with me, Grelis33, and tonight an interesting one because we have a sprint. No short quali for the guys racing tonight, just the one-shot quali straight into the sprint race. I believe that is 11 laps around this Imola track. And then once again, we will send the drivers out for one more lap in a qualifying scenario to get the grid positions for the main. We are just waiting for everyone to get in and ready up into the action. Having a quick look at the standings as of last race in China, Mr. Barry Bogorovsky, who unfortunately is away for the race, takes first position in the standings, 5 points for himself in the Haas. Have a Connor, P2 with 18 points. His favourite track, I believe, is China. So a good result for him there. Hummer take P3 in the Red Bull. A podium for the Red Bulls. I must be pleased with that as a Red Bull driver myself. Lipke in P4, first of the non-podium finishers. Unfortunate for him, but I'm sure he's back with a vengeance. E. Summers took P5, whilst Tom Putty, Tiny Penguin, P7, Nelboy 8, Andre 9, and Ralph 10. Everyone else either DNF'd or had a 0-point finish from last China. So they'll be looking to gain some points from the sprint or race today. They've got 2 opportunities to do so, so hopefully they will. Those of you who watched the race yesterday, I managed to take pole in the sprint and win that, which was good stuff. And took P3 actually in the race after a little bit of a bottle in quali. Won that race too with fastest lap. Thank you to some fortunate timing with safety cars and pitting and tyre strategy and all of that good stuff. I think if we have anything like we did last night, it should be an exciting race. If we ever get started, that is. Quick look at chat. I believe we've got a couple of people still just trying to make their way in. Lukatsis and E-Rush. Fierce made it in, well done. Just Lacatsis now, and we will be on our way. Wanted to make sure I got the intro out of the way and done with, just in case we missed any of the start of this one-shot qualifying. Don't want to be doing that. Any predictions for today's sprint or today's race? I'll happily take them. It's a bit of a wild card, I think, this one for me with the one-shot qualifying. You never know who's going to do well under the pressure of that one opportunity, whether it's track limits or just making a mistake on their lap. It's very, very easy to do when you've got that thought in the back of your head going, this is it. Do not mess this up. A few good looks from people in the chat earlier on. That's good to see. I know that this is the first race of the season for Johnny, J5 Gaming, in the Visa Cash App RB. He'll be looking to make up for his missed race last week. Just having a look at everyone else. I think everyone else aren't in last week. We have got right. They have had the call to ready up. Lacatsis, if you're listening, let me know to invite you, and I'll get you in if I can. Hopefully, you've got me added. Excuse me. I'll just have a quick look. Can't see him online. No. Right then. Here we go. Finally. 8 minutes, but we'll do it. You're right on board with, let's choose a random driver. Let's go with Nellboy. I think Nellboy could use the goods this weekend. Got him in P8 in the standings at the moment after finishing in that position in China. They'll attempt to jump on board with him for the lap. It can be a little bit hectic when everyone's chopping and changing. Here we are, officially in Imola. The lads will be putting up on their setups now. I don't think you can change the fuel for one-shot qualifying. I think it's about 4 laps of fuel that gets put in the car. Lacatsis has made it in. I don't think he'll be in for the qualifying session, but he should make it for the... Right then, here we go. Let's try and find Nellboy's right at the bottom. Quick! As we go into the lap, ERS is wide open. In fact, I am struggling to get even down to him. No, I will do it. I will. I will do it. There we are, Nellboy. He's come through the first set of corners. Hopefully that went well for him. Here, you want to take as much curb in and through and out as you can. A little bit hesitant. Hopefully we'll see. Well, pick up. Let's take a few positions after he's gone through the first part of this track. Sector 1 leaves him at P4 now as we come with this strong left-hander. Take the curb well. Don't go on the gravel on the outside. Harsh braking zone into Morale. Don't want to cut that inside corner, as well as not going wide on the exit. Potentially the most treacherous part of the lap now. Two big sausage curbs there to throw your car all which way. He goes and navigates them very well on the power into what is the final two corners. One more braking zone that is key. Get that car turned in well. A little bit of understeer with the off-camperness of that corner. One more corner to go. Just don't let it push you wide. That curb on the inside. It looks like it's going to go for P2 now. Connor takes pole with a 1:15.5. Nellboy P2 with a 15.6. Glad I was on board for that. Thomas takes P3 with a 15.8. Johnny the 16 flat. Those guys will be absolutely ecstatic, as I believe they are in a VC. Hickey P5, fantastic stuff. Hummer P6 and Pombier P7. We'll take a look at the rest of those in a second. I mean, not to say I called it, but I had a feeling we were going to see some class drive from Nellboy. Just 78 thousandths off of pole position. Connor was struggling earlier and asked me for advice. I said, just do better. I said, literally just try harder. And thankfully, he has done so. Anyway, following on, we got Andre in P8, Riker P9, Raikkonen in 10th, D-Rush 11, Skipper 12, Tom Putty 13th, Composite 14th, Oliver Adam 15, Ralph 16, and Pavlo in 17th. Can't see Lakatsis, but hopefully I'll make it in for the race. Pavlo disqualified, which I believe means he just left the track. And Ralph was without a time. I think if you disqualified, you invalidate and quit. If you just invalidate but complete the lap, you get placed ahead of those who are disqualified, if you can call it that. And you just don't have a time. Okay. Hopefully Connor is listening to this so he can just heard me. What I said to you earlier has worked. Just try harder. If not, hopefully you'll have a good race and watch it back and hear this. We'll jump on board with P3. That's my favourite thing to do. I think quite a lot of people do that who do commentate and watch on the get a good view of the front two battling for position, as well as any slipstream we might get all the way down into turn 1. Not a massively short distance. Turn 1 can be hectic. It's high speed, and you really want to make it to that inside line if you can. When there's a car there and you can't, and you're pushed wide. Anyway, we are almost ready to go. Just one lap for a formation of the grid. Connor starts on pole. Fantastic stuff for him. Nellboy P2. Brilliant to watch him do his quali lap. E. Summers, he watched yesterday's race, of course, as the commentator. So I would hope that he's got a few tricks up his sleeve as to what to do, what not to do, based on what happened yesterday. Johnny will be looking to score some points in his first race of this season. I just brought the tyres there, see what everyone is running. It's all mediums, bar one. The first of the Alpine, Riker, on the hard tyre, used effectively by Stewart yesterday in the sprint race. I believe he finished third. And, I mean, he almost jumped myself and Benny at the start, who were on mediums. So, well played to him. Everyone else seems to be all on the same wavelength. Got a few down the bottom here. Yeah, 2 Kick Saubers and 2 Mercedes right in each other's way. There's some interesting battling going on there. Bring up the track map and data as well. We'll see about the telemetry. Keep that on interval. We'll leave the tyres there. Go on. Anyway, As I said, we're going to jump on P3 with Mr. Daniel Summers. He's going to do what I did yesterday, take a little bit of a left-hand side line into the big box and to try and straighten up the acceleration all the way down there towards turn 1. Just a bit of an odd one when you go. I don't think it's classed as a corner, but basically a corner in front of the start-finish line. Anyway, we've got a couple of people who can't hit their grid spots. Hummer and Raikkonen, that's UT. Last few guys lining up at the back of the grid now. The start's key here. You want no damage. No pit stops planned for the sprint race, of course, so any damage will be taken for the race. Away we go. There's a bit of delay there, it seems, almost. I don't know if my reaction just better than everyone else's. Maybe the front three got away badly because J5 in the RB is catching up. Threatened for an overtake there, but the front three get through nicely. A little bit of wheel-to-wheel action with Pipke and Johnny there, as we can see from the back of D. Summers' car. Pipke makes up a position. And Hummer almost went for Johnny as well. Got a yellow flag at the back. That's for D-Rush, who has gone off. And hopefully everything is intact there. We will jump back on with the guys racing as we want to see on-track action. So, no damage, I don't think. Good stuff. We got Raikkonen looking for an inside move on Tom Putty into that left-hander. It's definitely a good place to, if you can get it done. A beautiful overtake into there. He's got damage. No, Tom Putty's braked really early potentially. Well, Raikkonen's gone late. He's hit the back of him, and I believe I saw an end plate come off. Yep, that is some minor damage for the Alpine driver. Hopefully that will not affect him too badly. Going back up to front, we've got Nellboy, who's just dropped off the back of Connor a little bit. There's no DRS for the first lap, of course, and they won't get it until the very end of the next lap, with the section zone being literally before the final two braking zones. Nellboy just creeps back into that 1 second, dropping Summers. Pipke's right on the back of him, potentially a lower downforce setup for the Ferrari man. We've got to move slightly lower down. I told you there's going to be a bit of stuff going on with these guys. The two Kick Saubers and two Mercedes drivers right next to each other. After that first lap, we will take a look at the positions won and lost. Unfortunately, NLD Rush in the pits is our biggest loser for our lap 1. Positions gained and lost. Having Connor is in a world of his own, it seems like. Hopefully, anyway. Just putting the power down, dropping the two behind him. Pipke, a fantastic move right at the start to overtake Johnny. Was maybe caught napping a little bit after he thought he got a brilliant start, and which he did on the three guys in front of him originally. Riker takes a position on Andre, and Tom Putty up 3. So good stuff from him. No front wing damage on the front of that car. Brother Adam up 3 as well, so the Mercedes going very well. 2 more positions, and Tom Putty's in the points. Or he'll be striving for that at least. We've got the rear wing open, 15 here, as well as John. He's going to look for him. He's someone's up front, but he's not quite far along enough to send him side. Wise decision there to line astern. I think Ralph has picked up. Oh, opposition on composite, and he's spun. Thank the Lord that Pavlo's not hit him there. That's unfortunate. It sounded like the rear is locked up as he went in and just spun the car. As soon as that happens, there's nothing you can do. Push your brake bias forwards, and that will sort that problem out for you. Free tippy from there. A few guys still just started to settle in. It's a pretty high deck track compared to some of the other you see on the calendar. And 11 laps is not easily done on medium tyres, so there will be some element of tyre management throughout these first laps and longer. Or we might have seen some movement back here then. Raikkonen looking for a move on Brother Adam, perhaps, who also looking for a move on Raikkonen's teammate. Go back up to the front view, see who's got DRS. Pipke's right on the back of Summers. This is a move done and dusted, surely. DRS open. Believe Johnny's going to have DRS as well. That's the Summers dispatched off. Have a look at Johnny. He's got DRS, but not enough top speed to get past Steve Summers, as well as Brother Adam just sits behind Riker, potentially not got make overtakes or lack. Have a look at it. Ralph does sticking well within DRS range. Just see Brother Adam up there looking to want Riker basically by throwing his car into the mirrors of the Alpine. He is here. Did keep it onto the podium. Fantastic stuff after not quite making it last week in China. It might just be the sprint, but I'm sure it will do wonders for his mental looking into it, as well as putting some doubts in the mind of Thomas and Johnny. Tom Putty up 4 positions and Brother Adam playing those 2. Hopefully they can make up these kind of positions in the race as well. 1 more position for Tom Putty and he will have a point. Guys, again, double in DRS. Nellboy looks to get close, but not quite close enough. Riker's done Tom Putty down the straight this time. Maybe the ERS management of the Mercedes not doing particularly well. There's a wow, that's close into turn 1. Oh, Babby just caught that. Alphenberg's pushing it to the extremes there of track limits for Raikkonen. How on earth he's kept that in a straight line after taking a huge amount of grass on those outside tyres is unbeknownst to me. And then he stuck with him as well. Great stuff. Oof, that must have been a Code Brown for the Alpine there. Nellboy again, just slightly dropping off the back of... Sorry, what am I on about? Nellboy's taking Connor. I didn't see that. It wasn't down the main straight. Maybe Connor had a slight mishap. Made it back into the DRS range, sorry, of Nellboy. He has the DRS 2 as well as the behind him. Ombeer is the first without. Keep an eye on these guys. It's still too large a gap really for anything to come from this battery. Brother Adam looks to go past his teammate, let past there by the looks of it. Wise decision from the team. Yeah, they've made up lots of it already. Let's not hinder each other. Try and get some more. Tyres already misbehaving for some of these drivers. It mentioned tyre wear earlier. It's going to be tricky for some to manage. Back at yes, Riker in the hard mode. You might see him push forward nearer the end. Nellboy's made a mistake. It looks like through Aqua Minerales that haven't gone through. I keep missing these overtakes up front. It's quite frustrating. Clearly they're going for the unorthodox ones today. The front 6 pretty evenly spread out in front around the 4, 5, 6, 10 mark. Ibke really close to Nellboy on this occasion. He built his battery up to try and make an overtake. He's built it up, but he's not using it. Interesting initial strategy there from the Ferrari driver. We've got a little bit of argy-bargy to turn 1 with these 2 on. That's a bit of damage for the Alpine. That's a shame. There's it's not easy to go too wide through there, but it is possible. Hopefully they'll be... And he's being sent on by the Red Bull as well. Oh no, he can't just turn in. That is really unfortunate for Riker. On the hard tyre, looking to use those would be almost later on in the race. That is a shame. Gotta keep your head in the game though, it's just a sprint. A future race is still to come. Brother Adam on Andre. On a point position, P8. Nellboy is being dropped by Connor 50 right on the tail. Surely he's got to make a move this time. I think I'm bored with people just trying to get an overtake we can. Again, just not seeming to want to use that ERS. Although he's oh, that was close. He went for the outside. Now boy went to defend and he had to put back into the inside, which I think by that point he was on the brakes. Moves back here. Andre and Brother Adam going at it for that final post position I mentioned earlier. Brother Adam takes the position for now. Johnny is dropped to Hummer, but it looks like they're having a scrap through the second lot of chicanes. Hummer comes out second from Johnny. This time Nellboy is being had a look on by these Summers into there. It's dangerous. Nellboy's got off track into the gravel. He's kept in the straight line. Well done. Oh, that's close. Ah, no, the rears have locked. That is going to get you every time through there. Push that brake bias forward, my man. Oh, and I think Johnny had a legal overtake. Oh, whoa. That is catastrophic for the B car. He's been done over by the game. He couldn't make the position on a Nellboy struggling on tyres. He's had to brake. Hummer's almost got into the back of him. They've gone too wide into the chicane. Just, oh, and the tyres for Bombeer as well. There's so much going on. So much going on. Bombeer is overtaken by Ralph Buzz. He makes the most of that slip up in the final corner. We've got Johnny and Brother Adam going at it. Company's out. What happened? That's an interesting place to DNF that might have been in contact with another driver potentially. Look out for that one. I was moved from the track. Howard Connor, 2 seconds ahead. We'll just appreciate that for one moment. He's having a good race. Pipkey as well, up quite a few positions. D. Summers returns to his spot in P3 after qualifying. Nellboy, despite his excursions, in P4. Hummer has been quite lucky. Quite fortuitous, I would believe, with some of the antics we've seen earlier on. Johnny picks up, I think, a 3-second penalty for track limits, unfortunately, going off just here behind us now. That will not be good for him. That will probably put him out of the points as it is. But maybe not quite. We'll see. We'll see. We'll keep an eye. Brother Adam looks like he's going to get past the big idea though. Got the DRS open. He's not got much ERS, but he should be fine. DRS should be enough. He's going to take it down the inside. And that's a good move for the Mercedes driver, who must be up, what, I think 7 positions now? Ralph Buzz picks up a 3-second penalty. 7 positions for Ralph Buzz and 9 for Brother Adam. I mean, that is fantastic. Especially in a sprint as well. So hard when you have some DRS trades. The front 5 now, sorry, all out of DRS. Brother Adam is flirting with the gap between Alf and Hummer. Only one more DRS zone to be taken before we take the checkered flag. Pipkey's not holding back against Connor, so his tyres are probably making him think he should do so. Got a bit of a slide at the final corner then. Got 3 positions, fantastic him so far. Long as you can keep it on track without penalties, he will be Summers at the podium. Now we've got a potential move. Hummer and Nellboy going on here. Both on no battery. He's going to send it up the inside, and there's a bumper off track. I think he's going to receive confused, as he should have. Not particularly. Not good for Johnny though. These 2 are going to hold him up, and that is a spin for Nellboy. Ah, no, no. Oh no! I wanted him to do so well. He was doing so well. Oh, that is gutting. That is absolutely gutting. Man. Okay, anyway, we've got a few more corners to go, and these guys are not giving up, as you've seen already. 4 of them all going through that chicane there. A little bit of a slide on the back of Hummer's car. Don't think we'll see any moves as we come to the final corners. Having Connor takes first with Pipkey. Maybe could have taken that with one more lap. We've got Ralphers on the Boker going for it right at the end. We've got to jump on board with this. Ralphers takes the position, but with that penalty, will drop down. Brother Adam, driver of the day so far for a sprint race, 10 positions gained is absolutely fantastic. Andre and Pipke doing very well for Ferrari, 7 positions between them. Johnny, we're pleased that he has made a point, but down 3 positions, not fantastic. Some of it not through his own fault. Man, Nell boy, just don't even know what to say. That is just so gutting. Anyway, D-Rush finishes us off in the final position of the team. Wow. Okay, well, if the sprint was like that, trying to keep up with the action in the race is going to be a nightmare. But I'd rather it be that way. Anyway, Howard Connor is your man for the sprint race. Takes pole position and wins. He's him. Pipke, the German, sneaky German, makes it up into P7 after qualifying outside of the podium. Summers takes his spot from Polly and replicates it in the sprint. Andre takes Brother Adam P5, Homer 6, Johnny 7, and Pombier 8. Rest you can see for yourself. Wow. I'm going to need a break. Thankfully, we have a very short break in the form of a one-shot qualifying. That will not. We'll jump on with. I think we'll jump on with Pipke. Pipke or Brother Adam? I think Pipke, as he congratulated me earlier. So let's give him some airtime. Being so. Hopefully, it'll be a little bit easier to jump on board with him as it was now, boy. We'll see. We will see. Potential look at changing setups here. Those who maybe really didn't like their setup in the sprint, believe that Parc Ferme is off after, so you can change around whatever you like. Excuse me. Right, where is he? Oh, he's down. Let's go. Pipke, where are you? Oh, Pipke, let's go. Oh, we're going the wrong way. We'll get there. We will. Oh, gotcha. On board into turn 1. Harsh braking. Take 20 of those curbs, but not enough to spin you out. It's always a tricky line. We'll do it, I promise. D Summit's retired already. That is absolutely disgusting from him. He will hate that. From P3 in the sprint. Oh no, Pipke's off track. He's not about it just yet. He's taking a little bit of gravel with him. Hopefully that won't slow him down too much. D Summers, you stinky man, go from P3 in the sprint qualifying to right back of the grid. That is not good for you. Now, boy, that is just a second kick of the nuts, unfortunately. The two RB boys in P1 and 2 now doing fantastically well. I believe 50 can put a fight to them, though. He's up to P2 now. Havoc Connor, the man to beat from qualifying earlier. Will he do it again for a second time? Pole position. I mean, the way he was talking earlier, you think he can get close. But he's in P2 now. Johnny right behind him. Pipke, come on. I've got on board with you. Can you give us a pole? 2 more corners. It is nip and tug between the Ferrari and the RB driver. Don't go wide. Get the power down. Go, go, go. ERS on. DRS open. At the line. Bang. Pole position for Pipke. My man. Well, all I'm saying is I went on board with Nell for the first qualifying. He got P2. And I went on with Pipke for the second qualifying. He got pole position. Maybe Conte's curse has been reversed for this week. Who knows? 96 thousandths, just under a tenth between Pipke and Connor for pole position. These Cash App Racing Balls will be very pleased with that. Both of them on podium positions. Williams boys are kind of nowhere, it seems. Take 4th and 5th. Riker and the Alpine looking to take some revenge. Race. The rest you can see there, the absolute losers are at the bottom. Nell Boy, Skipper, Riker, Homer, and D. Summers did not set a time. Unfortunately. Oh yes, and with a damaged P4 wing. I've never heard of a P4 wing. How Connor goes from last in D1 to first in D2. Well, I think it was more than just his pace. I think last night he didn't have a great race for many reasons. Setup did not feel underneath him at all. Few on track collisions and a few going out of track limits, and it all just became one sort of perfect storm, ruin it. But tonight he's turned that around. And can he maintain this form throughout the race? We will have to. We'll jump on with Johnny from P3 for the start. See how they can attack Ipke on pole position. Ipke pole, it's got a slight ring to it. Final break before the lights go out. You are changing your setup. I mean, that's last ditch resort. That is. You've not. Ferrari drivers have made a nice little sandwich of the blue coloured cars from P6. Andre, who started on hard. Well, actually, that's a good idea. Let's get the tyres up. See what everyone started on. Very similar to the sprint in that most have gone for the medium. And 3 people on hard tyres, one of them being Johnny in P3, to split the strategy from his team. Andre in P7, as we are on board now. And all the way down in 16th, we have Raikkonen on the hard tyre. Other LPs starting. Need to catch my breath in the sprint. Okay. As I was saying, be on board with Johnny for the start of this race. He's on the hard tyre, so potentially might not see best start from him front too much. Start to pull away a little bit, and he will have to keep his eyes on the mirrors to watch out for either one of those two Williams behind him. Doing plenty of tyre warm up. Pipke, you muppet! You've invalidated your grid box there. That's not great. Hopefully that won't inhabit. Hopefully that won't hurt you too much. Inhabit is definitely not a LD Rush, another victim as well. Pavlo takes hit third, and with random 4th person to go too far over their grid box. As the final person sets up at the back of the grid, that's from the GP, he will be looking to make up plenty of positions in this race. We look to the lights as we see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 red lights. Those lights seem to go out incredibly quickly, and there's a little bit of delay from the guys on the track. We've got a good start from the front 3. Hammer Connor's going to look to go around the outside, it seems. Turn 1, but we'll fight it. It looks like they're going to be a little bit more cautious. And what a send from the Williams! Where has he come from? That could have been incredibly dangerous, but he's gone and done it anyway. Riker has also moved up a position past the other Williams and Bombeer. Fantastic moves already. That was Max Verstappen that off track. That's a Williams of D-Rush. Johnny is happy with that. He'll maintain his P3 from earlier on. The two Williams boys are reunited in 5 and 6. Ralph does. That Andre dropped the position. It looks like we've got a load of stuff going on at the back and 2 drivers round. We've got Composite and Pablo in the wall. How on earth is not a safety car? Well, I don't know. It looks like Composite's got away with damage, but it's not letting me go off board. So we'll go back up to the flies in the race up front. Position for Summers into the chicane. It goes deep. That's always, oh man. It's not a position you want to be making an overtake unless you've got it done well before you get there. Otherwise, you can see cars go deep a lot like Summers did there. Although he's got a very large impatience problem. Alan Connor, of course, sets the fastest lap, being in first. We'll take a look at the games where it is. There it is. We've got a 10-second penalty for Nell for speeding in the pits. That is, oh, he retires. Oh man, that's going. As I said earlier, it's just going. But, it looks like the two at the back did get away with damage, without any damage rather, because they have avoided the pit lane. Have Connor up 1 position on Pipke, who bottled on teammate, Connor's teammate that is, Johnny White on it. A lot of pressure being put on the Ferrari driver. 2 positions each for the Alpine of Riker and the Red Bull. 3 down for Pombeer after going for a slight excursion in the kitty at turn 5, I believe it was. Andre down a position after I think he might have got a slightly poorer start on the hard tire compound. He's being pressured by D Summers on the lead. He's gained 4 positions so far, reasonably similar to excuse me, his race in China. Getting disqualified for blocking the pit lane. Hummer, one of the quick drivers of this league division, of course, who started right near the back, gained 5, Skipper 2 and Raikkonen 2 after considered with the Nick Sauber and Aston Martin. We've got Andre in the pits. I assume it's for some damage. I'll take a quick look and watch the leaderboard so see if there's any moves in turn 1. Fresh wing for the Ferrari man. No moves, it seems, into turn 1 this time. Keep an eye on these guys because they are really bit close. Having Connor doing a little bit of a Max Verstappen here, dropping them 2.3 the gap now. Oh, nothing. Johnny is right on the back of that Ferrari there. He's not letting up that pressure. He can force a mistake and make the most of an opportunity. Right past the Picky Picks for 3 seconds on lap 3. That's not good. That pressure, it must be getting to him. And the RB behind, he will not be enjoying that, that's for sure. Summers again. Patience is a virtue, of course. He's not sent it into the chicane this time, as a good boy should. Good evening, Honey Badger. Nice to see you in the chat. You missed the sprint. It was an absolute cracker. Plenty of stuff going on. We've got an overtake here from Johnny on Pipke. I mean, he was inevitable, absolutely inevitable in staying on the back of that Ferrari. Always going to get that at some point. You'll record that and hopefully replay that shortly. D Summers has made a move on Ralph because 7 position gain in the Power Man now. Will look to catch up to his front. Pablo set so fastest lap on some good times, I see. Get rid of the position changed now. Excuse me. Johnny. 3.9 off the back of his teammate. Keep an eye on that gap. The teammates work together. Ombeer has been overtaken by Hummer. That was wide from Tom Putty there. Let's not do that too many times. Going too wide into Aqua Minerale and wow, Skipper. Fortunately, I'm going to have to overwrite that last recording. This one. Because that was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. In fact, we'll try and get that in before we get to the start finish straight in overtaking. Got some side-by-side stuff there. Oh, it looks like it's not quite. Have a look into that for next race. Anyway, Dicky's just not stayed in the DRS gap of Johnny. Riker as well. NLB Rush dropped out, and Summers is straight in there, straight in that 1 second gap. He's looking to make even more positions than he has made already. A little bit of gap between 7 and 8, 9. Hummer from near the back. He's at 8 positions now, looking to make it 9 on the Mercedes of Tom Putty. He's been wide a few times, and he's going wide again. That rear is just not complying at all. Yes, Honey Badger, J5 is back. He wasn't here last race, and that's a move, although it's a bit of push to pass, and that's pretty monster. Oh man, Tom Putty's just dealing with his teammate now, and he fell back in line. That's 3 positions lost in there. That might be needing a review from the stewards. We will see after the race. Back up front. No DRS to be seen as yet. Riker on the back. He's managed to get a decent run out of last few corners there. Skipper's gone past Hummer as we've gone through the final corners. Maybe an unwise decision. Will Hummer get the DRS? No, he won't. He can try and maintain that position anyway. Oh, 3 wide. Oh, that's close. Go on board. Just send it up the inside of Skipper again. He's got to cut the corner as to not punt him off the road. Thankfully, made a slightly wiser decision there. You've got Ralphibus, and D rushes off. He's spun in front of everyone. Oh. Okay, is that a puncture on the front right? I think he's got a puncture. I'm sure that's a front right puncture. That is catastrophic for the Williams driver who started so far up after qualifying. Right, I think I've just sorted out the replay. No way I just said that. Irish is doing an awesome job tonight. Well, you've just jinxed him, Honey Badger. So, hope you're going to write him a nice apology message. That's good. Because that was your fault. Hummer now. Back of Skipper. DRS will be enabled down the main straight. Pombeer and Raikkonen alike. Stay on board and see if we can see it. Oh, that was a gap closing quickly. Not quite on top speed, but look who has. It was Skipper on Brother Adam. The rest line astern, the ERS in charge mode. He's on 3%. We will need to be charging that up through these mixed sectors now for the main straight once again. A bit more of a gap up front, and we've just seen Riker go off track. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a track limits warning. Bit of gravel on the outside tyre for good measure as well. These Summers will be watching that and licking his lips. No DRS from Riker at this point in time unless he puts himself back in for the action point. He's not quite going to do it. We might see a move from these Summers here. We'll stay here with the McLaren man and keep an eye over the third one. Haha, Racing Balls domination might bore fans. You know what? You're not wrong. That is a big gap actually. Riker did get into DRS. That's fantastic stuff for him. Pombeer and Brother Adam going at it before they've even made it onto the DRS start. Position for Raikkonen there and Brother Adam. Penalty rush pits with what I believe, I'm sure that tyre isn't attached on the front right. Looking back at the gap up front, we've got Johnny, and he's actually closing his teammate. Was about 2.9 seconds, I think, about 4 laps ago, and it's now down to 1.6, so not a huge amount, but enough to make kind of think about, you know, how much of this is going to be team play, how much of this is going to be a fight for the first position. We've got Riker and D Summers right on the back of Bibke, although it looks like D Summers may have had a slight mishap out of the chicane. I'm not sure if he's managed to grab DRS there. Oh, right. Two, excuse me, and onto the main straight he goes. Riker on Bibke just loses time out of that final corner, and all the ERS and DRS in the world is not going to get it back. D Summers didn't pick up DRS there. Maybe the tyres just giving out for him. I understand. Back here, we've got a few more pitters in Brother Adam and Pombeer. They are on the medium tyre, looking to do a two-stop, I would assume. We'll take a look at tyres potentially next lap. Have to assume that the front runners are going to run a one-stop strategy tonight. For Connor, that is medium hard. For Johnny, a hard medium. Bibke is on the mediums as well, so he will go medium hard. A lot of ERS in that Ferrari to make sure he can fly away from the option as soon as he possibly can for that main straight. DRS for D Summers and Riker on 50. Let's see if any of them can do anything about this now. Bit of stalemate here for the P4 position, or P3 position. Alpine got close. He had a small look. It might have just hit the back of Bibke there. No damage on the front of that Alpine, it seems. But we'll want to keep an eye on braking a little bit late turn one when Bibke's on his medium tyres after the first 10 laps. Johnny, half a second behind his teammate. We will jump on board with them in a minute and see how friendly of teammates they're going to be. Pablo picks up another police. I believe that is not his first. Again, these three absolutely line astern. Those tyres are not good. You have to assume one of these might actually go for an undercut. Hit 1 or 2 laps early, you can get away with it just about. Jump onto the hard, which is going to be anywhere between sort of 1.5 to 2 seconds quicker a lap as soon as you get out. And there you go, I've spoken it into existence. Summers jumps into the pits for some hard tyres. So does, not so does Sam Connor, but Connor is overtaken by Johnny. He's only right at the back of him, he's got a lot of ERS, so you assume that he didn't hold up too much and just let him pass those medium tyres, not him. Tom Putty, 10 seconds, speeding in the pits, rookie mistake, that will inhabit again. That will not do you very well. We also have Skipper and Hummer and Ralphbus in the pits, right behind Summers. Oh, what an angle this is. There's no one behind it. Let's have a look at tyres now. Front 6 still yet to pit, 10 laps on all of their tyres respectively. Summers the first of the freshest tyres on the hards. Andre pitched early on, I believe, for a deeper wing. Excellent job by Connor, exactly. I said it to him earlier about there's something about Division 1 which sometimes he seems to just maybe get overwhelmed with, or just thinks about it too much, or tries to just overdrive the car a little bit. They spoke about that with Lando this season in real life, and I think once he's in Division 2 he can get into this nice rhythm where he's driving the car to its limits as he can, but not overstepping and making mistakes, making errors, putting extra tyre wear in, using the ERS and maybe shouldn't. You know, just a little bit of rhythm does you such a favour in this game. Riker pits first of the 2 Alpines, means they won't have to stack. Well, the gap was, but it means that they won't be for sure. No battery in Pablo's Martin. He's in a bit of no man's land. There we have it. B. Summers gets out ahead of Riker. And look at the gap, 4 seconds. It's huge, absolutely huge. Andre has now picked up a bit of DRS behind the hot mediums. Assume that he's going to go for a 2-stop, and Pipke picks up a 3-second penalty. That is a shame. Hopefully he will not get any more of those. Use some of that battery as well, because he's got plenty. And maintain his efficiency. That's a part of this race. What else have we got? We've got a Ralph Buzz on the back of a slowing Andre with those 9.5 mediums. He's going to go for it into the chicane. He doesn't quite put much Andre in the Ferrari wise move. Are we looking to take Andre next? Riker picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's another one. We almost saw penalty bingo last night. Andre dives into the pits rather. Makes it easy for Skipper, ERS and DRS with no one in front. Pommer and Pompey, as well as Brother Adam and D-Rush, pick up a place on Andre as he pits. It looks like Tom Putty will as well. Yes, he will. Johnny just pulling out the gap now behind his teammate Havoc Connor. He's got to get the top. He's just got to. 13 laps was the laps I was intending to pit on yesterday. A good balance between running the mediums for as long as possible, as well as the hards, and imposing pits. Like Hipkey would surely be the same. He's struggling on those tyres. And now he goes again. He can't be doing another one after that. Rikerton on the hard tyre compound, so same strategy as J5 out in front. I believe they will go to about lap 18-19 before they pit for some fresh mediums. By which time Havoc Connor will be hoping he has flown off down the road, but he's been undercut. Undercut by D. Summers, who started how far back? He started 9 positions back of where he is now. And he's got Havoc Connor by almost 3 seconds. Undercut is incredibly powerful around here. Incredibly. So back on the tyres now. Havoc Connor, of course, right on the back of Pablo with these old tyres. He'll be making a move as soon as possible. He might even go for it into the chicane. Yeah, he's side by side. He's going to dive on the brakes, and that's a spinning Aston Martin. That's a shame. You have to question Pablo's intent to try and defend a move like that. Of course, it is well within his right to do so. When you're on those old tyres, that a guy who's much quicker than you, sometimes you just have to let it happen. Looks like Skipper might have picked up an illegal overtake. Just yellow flags there on Aston Martin. You see this concedes position to the Aston Martin. Pablo, who must be diving into the pits now. And Key is in for his hard tyre. In no man's land he was in earlier, so not the end of the world for him, but I'll have to see how he continues. He's got quite a few people from there. Homer and Pombia come out right. Will have the tyre advantage, but we have the pace to keep them in a good window. Only 2 left to pit. Like them on your screen now. The hard tyres. And Johnny did the same. 4 laps for Summers on his hards is definitely go to the end if he's where he's anything like mine. Potentially taking some inspiration from what I did yesterday. If he is, then I deserve some credit. I'll have to ask him afterwards. Oh no, 2.8 behind Summers going through these last. What's 2.7 now? We'll keep an eye on that time and see if he starts to gain Riker as well. 2.0 seconds off the bat. Move down to who I believe should have some DRS. Skipper is looking to play from the Mr. Williams who's not got DRS, but Hummer has. A long way back, but he's got the ERS and DRS on. He's going to go for a move, you'd think, down the inside. He's going to take the inside line on the brakes late. Nice and tight line that time. You, Mr. Hummer, much better. No pushing to pass. He will make a position in. If J5 could get till that point and a half, then it's a W for him, do you think? 20. I mean, that's a lot. You then only have to do. If you mean pit on lap 19, then that's probably not too far off what he's going to do. But I would assume 17 or 18 is when he does pit. Probably 18. You mean he pits the end of lap 20? That's a long way for those hards, and I don't know if you have enough laps to make the most of the medium with that. I personally have not done harder to softer compound strategy, whether it's hard to medium, medium to soft, or whatever it might be. And it's not a one that I like, so I'm not 100% sure what the sort of like the outcome is for the two guys up front. E Summers in P3. He's having a brilliant race so far. He's used the undercut to his advantage. And although he decides to taunt me on comms all the time, and mention 1,000 times of my minor incident in China, I've got to give him at least some credit for what he's done. However, that gap I mentioned earlier between him and Havoc Connor has come down quite a lot. Just 1.3 seconds between those two now. Brother Adam picks up a big penalty. It might even be this lap that he gets DRS for the main straight. We'll keep an eye on that. Got a pack here of 4 drivers. Typically Pombeer, Hummer and Skipper fighting for P7 as we are looking at it now. Just drop back a little bit, looks like kind of there. And in fact, Hummer's maybe DRS on Riker. Keep an eye, he's not got much battery left. He's got a reasonable amount. No DRS this time. He's not quite close enough to send it down the inside, so he will retain P3 for now. It looks like he's going to try a move into the air, maybe? No, he's just holding off, building up the battery. I think he's probably quite aware of having Connor behind him, gaining very, very rapidly. Doesn't want to make a mistake and lose time to Connor when doesn't need to. He's looking to potentially dive this long left-hander, and that's a long way back to try it. Taking a bit of the inside curb might have even been a warning. Just a bit of patience needed again, the man in the McLaren. A good drive out of the Commodore Ale, but not quite enough. And another dive into the chicane. Safe to say, I think he'll be taking a position this lap into turn 1 with the aid of DRS and ERS. A little bit wide from the Alpine there. Just trying to nest on those tyres. A few more laps. 18 he will have done on those now. Havoc Connor is right on the back of Summers as well. We could see potentially an overtake for him. Turn 1, not quite close enough. It would seem he's going to try an outside line anyway, just to push Summers into a slightly compromised line. But they stayed hard to serve in second and third. We have another pitter of Skipper pitter. I'd say that 3 times in a row as fast as you can without stuttering. A little bit of bad drivers now, except those 2 in the final positions on the podium. Havoc Connor's really close to Summers there, just down to less unless a tenth and a half momentarily. Oh, that's wide. That is wide. That is gravel on the tyres. He's not going to get any DRS help down this main straight. That is a mistake from having Connor on those hard compound tyres. Raikkonen maybe picked up some DRS, which I'm sure he'll be pleased with. He's in. 19 laps done, and he's in. Mediums, go on. Where will he come out? He's got the two Red Bulls coming up very quickly. At least one of them is going to get him. Probably both of them. Pipke as well. And there he goes. Put down. Two Red Bulls past him, but not. Oh, Pipke's going to send it down the inside. But that fresh tyre and a little bit of caution from the Ferrari driver, which may have been needed. Otherwise, that would be a bit nasty. Keeps Johnny from losing another position. Right then, John. J5 Johnny gaming underscore. You've got 13 laps, sorry, of mediums. You've got 7 positions and 13.7 second gain for the race win. Definitely not impossible. Definitely not. Back up the front two. Connor has made it back into DRS of E. Summers. 3 lap tyre advantage for the RB. DRS is on. DRS isn't. Not got a huge amount stored in the battery at the moment. Hopefully we'll make some in these now. And Raikkonen comes in. 20 laps on the hard. Good stuff from you, sir. Hopefully the mediums will serve you well in these. Johnny on the back of coming out. He needs to dispatch of these drivers as quickly as possible if he wants any chance of taking the lead back from Summers or Connor, whether it's one or either when he gets there. Connor has DRS on Ralph. It's not going to be a massively easy. The RB and John. I've called him every name under the sun tonight. And there's an Alpine round. Wow. Raikkonen, you do 20 laps on hards, keeping it in a straight line, and as soon as you get onto the mediums, you're out. Or off, rather. You're off onto the gravel. Unlucky for you, sir. Back to Johnny. Got the, 3 Red Bulls, basically. Coming onto the main straight. Hummer will look to take his teammate. Well, never mind, he's into the pits. Hummer isn't, though. ERS and DRS for both. Hummer's not looking to fight this. He knows he's disadvantaged. He's got 11 lap old hards to Johnny's 2 lap old. And the power he could put down on exit there is natural. Humber into the pits as well. Awesome fresh medium tyres, follows Ralph Busy. Dipping in and out of that 1 second gap from us here. Because maybe just going a little wide there. Might catch that. He's not quite got the run out of that corner as he might have liked to have done to drop from DRS. He will get it down the main straight, although as we can see he's flashing on the back, recharging that battery. Defense down to 1. Just 4 tenths now, the difference. This could be the one. This could be the lap. Oh, show us it then. Around the outside he goes. ERS on, DRS on, braking ahead of the McLaren. Let's try and get that. We will replay that very shortly. Raikkonen picks up a 3-second penalty. Will Summers be able to hang on to the back of that RB with the older tyres? He's struggling on the tyres already, and he's still got 9 laps to go. Brother Adam in the pits, a fresh set of mediums, I would assume. And a new front wing. That's few pairs there. It's hard to catch up. Hummer's in for some fresh mediums. Quite a few people going for tonight, and he's very close to Skipper there, yeah. He's out ahead though. Back up to the top. Summers has stayed within that 1 second gap, and let's see him take a hit. Just take a quick look at Connor's overtake. Summers last lap. We might even get Summers' on this. So, quick little bit. He has got the DRS open, but he's not gaining a massive amount of time, considering that normally you gain at least half a second there. And that was the move for Connor, or the lead of the Bear has picked up a 3-second penalty. Just 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people get to receive a track. Sorry, 7 with composite, but that get to receive a track. We've got a few RBs, it seems. Close and Alpine as well. Just all up in the mirrors of Ralph's there was Raikkonen. All 3 of them on some fresher mediums, a lap between all of them. Hummer on the freshest and Raikkonen on the low. Johnny picks up a 3-second penalty. That is a massive banner in the works for the guy who is trying to make as many positions as he can, as much time as he can on the guys in front. Summers, again, no DRS for him. Those 3 extra laps on those hard tyres, not doing him any favours for the moment. Diamonds are made under pressure. Yes, they are. You are exactly right. No DRS for anyone, it looks like now. Oh no, we got some for Hummer. Your pardon. Keep an eye on the Alpine in front, see if he does open that rear wing. DRS and DRS will ensure the pass here for Hummer from P9 to P8. That will be 9 positions gained for him. Biggest winner easily, of course, is D Summers for now. 11 positions gained after bottling qualifying. Brother Adam moved past his lap with 17.6. I believe that is the first person I've seen in the 7. Remember, there's a point for that this season, so definitely worth grabbing if you can. Pablo picks up another 3-second penalty. Take a look at those shortly, because I think the extra ones last yet. Skipper attempting to close it out right, but not got a great hold of the tyres that you've seen. Take a look here, we've got 3 people fighting for P6, the 2 Red Bulls once again, making their way up the pack. Looks like Ralph is going to go for a move into the first corner. The Mercedes doesn't want to fight that too hard. Gets him past. Hummer's turn now. Will he attempt to for the turn 1? With the DRS help? He could have got D Summers, you big plonker! 3-second penalty for you. Adam Connor must be sighing a huge, taking a huge sigh of relief basically after seeing that. Pressure is released somewhat. I'm pretty struggling on those tyres. Let me just remind myself of the tyres that I've got. Yes, 15 lap old hards makes sense. There's pressure. You spanner. You spanner. Anyway. Looking down, Raikkonen on the back of M40 should be a relatively easy to overtake with the higher advantage. ERS and ERS reports. Hoping that. Although there's a Williams off track, Pompey's in the wall. What the hell's going on there? Is he help? I can't tell. He's back there. Okay, he's got out of the wall. No safety car for now. No VSC either. That is a shame for the Williams driver. Both of the Williams having really not a great race after such a brilliant qualifying. Bit of a scare there for those who were with penalties. Or are on penalty, let's say. Johnny's up to P4. I think I missed him getting past me. Did I? I can't remember. With so much going on. 1.8 the gap between himself and Riker out in front, and then he will be back to P3 where he started. Have a look at the penalty situation. Wow, okay. E Summers on 3. Too bad for you, and with everyone else, it shouldn't be a huge hole in your strategy. Although, of course, it will mean you will have to drop con. You even get past it. Did Nell crash? Yes, I'm not 100% sure what happened to him. He retired in the pits, I believe, on lap 1 or 2. I'm not sure if maybe he's just a little bit upset with sort of what happened earlier on or what. It will be one to ask him after. 1.2 to 1.3 the gap between Johnny and Riker ahead. Massive delta between those tyres, so you expect him to still be making gains. Though tyre wear is much quicker than medium. Two Red Bulls going at somewhere without the penalty. And sit behind his teammate here, and there's no real reason to go after anything else with the 18-second gap between Ralph and the 5 in front of him. Johnny in that ERS detection now. I think his tyres are just starting to go off a little bit. 3 laps remaining after this one. 3 Red Bulls going in line and starting to turn 1, as you can see on the mini map. No overtake there for Hull. A little bit of quiet on the track after 29 laps. Plenty of action to be seen all the way through this race. Johnny is about to add to it. Rounds the final corner. He's got a battery full of ERS. A big old wing to open up on the back. He's got a flag in second of Mercedes. Still have spun, not hit any walls, and close but no cigar for Johnny there. Into turn 1 on Riker. Running low wings potentially, and we've got an Aston Martin spun around now. Pavlo has gone again on the hard tyres. Now he's just not helping himself with damage. Get yourself back on track, mate. 3 more laps to go. Oh, a lot of damage on that front wing actually. Might be in the pits for some fresh tyres and a fresh wing. Hummer has made it past Ralph with his teammate. 6. Of course, he would have made that position anyway. That isn't great for Haas. No. Melboy being out isn't great for Haas when we're on here. Mediums to hards isn't ideal. I honestly think that's the better of the two strategies there, Honey Badger. So you've got Johnny making an overtake attempt into turn 1. He's just been closed out by the Alpine. That's okay. Glad I got that on stream. That was very close between the P3 and P4 man, who are right on the back of Summers. Their Mercedes, I think gets away very nicely there. Good stuff. Not impeding any of their racing. Got the last 3 laps. Wow, that was close. Let's just take a second look at that. Although he's going to go down the inside of this left-hander, and it's close. No, he spun. He's in the gravel. And there's a Williams round as well. It's just, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. That will likely reserve Johnny the P5 for this race. If he picks up a position with that, he will be happy to take that off of Johnny's hands. Riker may have questions to answer after this race. Yes, I think slightly too optimistic and potentially a bit of impatience there after not being able to make the decision one a couple of times there, Box. So, yeah, I'm with you on that. Riker's going to go for Summers into turn 1 around the outside. He's squeezed and almost gets the grass, but doesn't. Again, turns in early. Summers, I mean, that's tricky. It's tricky. You have to leave space, and there was a very small amount, but that will be going to the stewards, I presume, as well. Those tyres are not good. With these Summers, they will be nice and hot after that spin as well. Pitke will be licking his lips. Absolutely fantastic. He might make another position, though he just had a bit of a poor race. Some action going on further back. I'm trying to find it, but we lack cars. I think Skipper just been overtaken by Raikkonen. On the final lap, maybe he will keep that position. Your man of today, your driver of the day from me has to be this man, Havoc Connor, to go from the absolute atrocity that was his race in Division 1 yesterday to winning by 5 seconds on track with a few penalties to boot. He's weaving across the finish line as he deserves to. Havoc Connor wins your sprint and feature race for Division 2. Riker follows him up in P2, 10.8 after penalties off the back. Summers and Pitke going at it right at the end. Summers keeps that position. Johnny will finish P5 after a slightly disappointing end to his race. Hummer has done well to gain a lot of positions, almost as many as Summers, I believe, all the way up to P6. His teammate following right behind him. A good day. Red Bull, I'm happy with that as a Red Bull driver myself. Raikkonen will take P8 on track but lose out to Skipper due to penalties. And Skipper's actually getting 2 places there ahead of Raikkonen. That's brilliant for him. Rush finishes in the final points paying position in P10. Andre, 20 seconds off the back in P11. Will finish in a moment the final. For the second to last finisher, with the final 4 being lap cars, of course, finishes the race here now with no fuel. And it looks like Carl Tompot he's run out of fuel as well, just for good measure. Yep, got a turn as well. Okay. Woo! Yeah, Daniel's tyres were definitely done. The undercut paid off early on, but he was just too optimistic, I think. There we have it. A fantastic race again in Division 2. I've got to say it was even better than China. The sprint race paid off for Connor by having to do some work on track, and again here tonight. Right, but in the feature race, a little bit of work needed, but he has showed is the man for it. Podium celebrations, of course. I don't know how many times I've said wow tonight, but I'm going to say it again. That was just absolutely fantastic. And wow, can we beat that next week? I sure hope so. Race winner, of course, Havoc Connor. Fastest lap went to Pombeer. Can't remember where he finished, so hopefully he'll get a point for that. Have a look at the final positions. We've got cumulative points, of course, from the sprint and the actual race. Havoc Connor taking top spot in both. Okay. There you have it. Let's have a quick look. What have we got next week? We are going all the way over to the United States for Miami. Back to the old short quali 50% race layout, I believe. For that, you will be watching on Wednesday at 8 o'clock with your man D Summers commentating on Division 1. And of course, I will be here once again, same time next week for your Division 2 race. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I certainly did. And I will see you all next week.